see you in the reflection of yesterday. Looking back and all I see is you. The nights are cold, but now you're far away. You were the flame that kept me warm, made me feel new. Don't forget me now, don't forget me, don't forget me now. 'Cause you took a piece of me, then cut me loose. I don't wanna live for yesterday. I don't wanna live for yesterday. Tomorrow never seems so far away. And I don't wanna live for yesterday. Tomorrow never seems so far away. And I don't wanna live for yesterday. Hold on to me, 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 hold on to me. 'Cause I don't wanna live for yesterday.
All right, everybody, welcome to the VDC stream of the Contender tier, seeing Celestial Calzones against Soul's Nebula. I'm one of your casters tonight, Queen V, and on the desk here with me is the one, the only, Hey Flick, woot!
Good evening, guys. How you doing?
Honestly, it's a pleasure to be here, but it's even bigger pleasure to see Hey Flick here. Hey Flick, do you have anything you want to say about tonight? Some expectations you have for the game tonight? Just about.
I mean, like, I haven't done a lot of casting for the Contender League, but the last game I did was for SOL as well. And even though Otter was a bit quiet in that first map, that second map, she was simply a menace on that Reyna. So I'm hoping we get to see some more of that crazy walk it down, get 3 headshot action. But maybe the 8-0 Celestial Calzones will have something to say about that.
8-0 is quite a record, to say the least. All right, and we're just going to move straight into map bans then.
I'm interested to see if they're at this level of competition, at a slightly lower elo, if we're going to see any anti-stratting or what kind of map bans and picks we're going to see here, because it looked like despite a weaker bind performance, despite that meta comp, we saw a really tried and true, crazy paced split take for SOL last time. So I'm wondering if that split's actually going to be allowed to come through here.
Right away, you already see a Pearl and Haven ban from Select. Oh, and there's now a Lotus ban as well, just like we were talking about here. Those were very quick bans, to say the least. Fracture being the 4th ban, so we already have our 4 bans in order. It's going to be interesting to see what OS leads the pick for. We see a map pick from OS on Split and a map pick from Solaris with Ascent. Very interesting picks, to say the least. I find Split to be one of those maps that where you love it or you hate it, and it's clear that the Calzones really do love it, with them looking to attack on there.
Yeah, really interesting map picks here. I'm surprised that not only does Split come through, but it's the map pick for OS here, despite that dominating performance we saw by Otter in their last game. So, uh, I I have no idea what to expect here. I haven't seen the Ascent come out from SOL yet. I've only seen them play on, I believe, Bind and Split. So
And it's always interesting to
is this
see.
the
Oh, what were you going to say? Sorry?
is OS the #1 ranked team right now at 8-0?
They are the #1 ranked team as of right now in Contender.
So maybe they have something cooked up here. Very interesting.
Although I'm sure that LG is right behind them, giving them a run for their money. So this game could be a very interesting game to see how it affects the standings for the rest of the season.
It looks like we're about to fire up that first map. About to get right into it here. And do we have sides picked yet?
Yeah, it seems that on the map bans, we see that on Split, Nebula is choosing to attack first, with Celestial Calzones choosing to defend first, actually, with Solaris being able to pick defense on Ascent. A very interesting pick. Would you say that Split is one of those defense-sided maps, or is that all in our heads, Hey Flick?
I think traditionally it's very defensive sided. You're gonna see a lot of hallway simulation going on here. You have 2 of the most brutal choke points in the game, being B main and A main, where you have this long, drawn out canonical shape on A, where you can be held from hell. You can be held from rafter. You can be held from screens and elbow and backside. Very difficult traditionally to get through that without some type of set play. And B main, you have an older meta that typically dominates in this level of play, where you have the Sage playing mid, dominating that mid space and then slowing the mid players trying to come out of B main. It's very hard to get out if you don't have a really solid game plan. So we'll see.
We shall see. And just going into this right now, we go straight into agent selection. Don't see any insta-lockers here. Not in Contender, surely, but we do see some early hovering and some thoughts as you see the teams beginning to strategize and figure out their team comps together. What would you say would be a crucial agent on Split? Is there really any, or is it just kind of fend for yourselves here?
Select your agent.
It's hard. Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting to see a double controller comp on such a small map in comparison to other maps, but very interested to see that both teams have chosen Harbor as their controller agent or one of two controller agents here. Thinking about Harbor in general, I tend to not think of him as a split insta-lock, so it's interesting to see it in our Contender matches today. All right, and we go straight into the game.
Yeah, a bit of a very defaulty setup here for the defense. Immediately, that classic Sage and Mail. Imagine going to get that wall up, make it really difficult for them to get up mid with only those pistols.
Shadows traveling.
Spike down A. Last player standing.
To pause for a second, my stream is black. Can you guys pause it and let them know there's a producer pause?
Just a few technical difficulties here. We'll be getting the stream back up and running in just a minute here. We are taking care of it as we speak. All right, we're about to get right back into here. Map 2, sorry.
Back soon. Disappear.
One enemy remaining. Flawless.
Cutting their vision. Stealing sight.
Forever! Flash out!
Thirty seconds left.
Placing swarm grenade.
Flooding them! Shield going up!
Last player standing. Last player standing.
Oh, this is a much better trajectory.
Putting them on the board, making it 2-1 now. Very exciting plays that we've been seeing so far with the wraparound and then some good gunfights in favor here. We are seeing a pretty even buy from both teams.
Flooding them!
They do drop Spike. I wonder if that... Nope, doesn't seem the other team noticed that.
Cutting their vision. Stealing sight.
We see the Omen ult from A to B site there.
Walls up.
That lurk seemed to pay off, but it looks like Reaper's gonna have to be forced to go back with the team.
30 seconds left.
I've got your track.
Spike planted.
Here.
Last player standing.
They s- An interesting Yoru ult there, trying to capitalize on getting one, but ended up teleporting into 3. But Otter getting that nice 4K. Good to see her fragging for her team and getting the picks that they need.
Here. The hunt begins.
Austin the Woods has been capitalizing on that lurk.
Wave crashing. Kill confirmed.
Lost in the Woods clearly hearing the rotate here, getting ready to at least get one pick here.
30 seconds left.
Very interesting harbor wall to try to get them on site with only 12 seconds left.
10 seconds left.
I suggest you move. Ultimate ready.
A stinger and a dream. The true definition of a stinger and a dream, but as you said, as you're about to say, I'm sure an excellent save on behalf of the one
If you
team
need help
here.
figuring out how, just ask.
We're seeing a lot of hesitation here. Or is it?
Cutting their vision. Adios.
But KJ is going forward.
30 seconds left.
Turret destroyed.
One enemy remaining. Spike planted.
You should run.
Oh! Getting a 4K, talk about what, like, just a dream that Joinker just fulfilled there. Oh, man. Yeah, I guess when you're in that position, you want to try to capitalize and make it a better gunfight for you, but it didn't really matter at that point.
Don't overthink it. That's my job.
Oh, jump peeked right into Joinker's bullets there, as he said. Joinker's just had enough of this Yoru. And that's the pick they need to execute onto B site.
Last player standing. Spike planted.
Cutting their vision.
And an absolute util dump into heaven as well.
Still inside.
And yeah, and Soul doesn't chase that either. They just exit, try to keep their guns. Very good play for them. We are seeing a very classic default coming out of Soul over here.
Variable removed. Oh. My ultimate is ready.
And
Your duty
you're right,
is
gonna
not
capitalize on that res. Resing Lost in the Woods and making it a 4v2. Excellent play from Koala there. And did the enemy team even see the spike there? That's the real
Right there.
question. It doesn't look like they did. Travis. Making a lot of noise, and it
30
doesn't
seconds
signal to
left.
them. The two just staying steadfast together, making their way up mid.
I'll handle this.
14 seconds left on the clock.
Here,
10 seconds
Here.
left.
here.
One enemy remaining.
Travesty staying alive. using... Wow, what a round that we saw. The spike was not retrievable. They basically lost that round pretty hard, but it looks like their spirits are high. Would you be able to pause it?
It is paused. I will say, should I put producer error or producer issue again? Oh, that is okay. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. A mid-center default here that while not being invested, instead we're going to see Koala just jump spotting, jiggle peeking, trying to preserve that utility. Flash finds nothing, but Koala's position has to be known by those audio cues up on top of the wall, immediately broken. I think the call here from SOL is to punish Woods. They're waiting for the aggression into B main again, but it's not coming. Woods taking a much more passive approach to this round, isolating himself in backside. Dog might find his position. It does not. Flash out from Otter. Woods ready to receive. And here comes the ult. Flash out. And the hit is immediately canceled. It looks like SOL will not be falling into this trap.
They saw the Harbor ult and definitely said they gotta get out of there.
Harbor wall to respond. These players in male can't get much done here, though. Travesty's gonna sneak right on by along with Otter. Doinker taking space. There's no time left in the clock. Legenix is here. Knifed out. Spike drop. Legenix is good for 2.
Oh, he's good for 3.
And Legenix is good for 3. Round done and dusted. There's nothing to be done here.
Looks like Travesty is going to go for a pick here. And it doesn't hit.
Unusual for your Sentinel to be that first player into sight. I think that it was pivotal for SOL there that Travesty was the one leading that charge, putting in that Reckoning, ensuring the bomb plant with such critically low time remaining in the round. That undiscovered position by Legenix takes 3 weapons, drops the spike, makes it unsalvageable, and OS take the lead here on the defensive half. Heavy B main presence. Cascade to respond from Nightbreed, but Otter is going to walk right through that. No trade. Man advantage for OS. And it looks like that hit's going to be called off immediately again. Defensive smoke coming in from Legenix. Going to keep those players tucked in B main. No information given. And there is no map control here either. The majority of the players, or rather all of the players for SOL, are completely corralled in. Market and B main. Big bursting ult here in the form of Reckoning and Rolling Thunder. Woods is going to swing. Dies. Traded by Doinker. Doinker's good for 2. Brings this back to a 3v3. 35 seconds on the clock. Koala tries to get that. Tries to deny that spike plant, but Oddish posted up, defending their teammate. Repositioning for Koala. All 3 players now pushed up on pillar. Is Doinker's position going to be checked? Oddish is good for 1. Traded back by Doinker. And it's Griefer and Oddish against Legenix. The top frag for the team going to blind that first player. Reposition with the teleport. And now it's a 1v1 Griefer versus Legenix. Defensive smoke still online. Oh, and here's the aftershock, but it missed. I don't know if they know it missed. Oh, this is got to be the nuts here. But no time remaining. That spike cannot be defused anymore. Grief's gonna keep his life. walks right into that stun, and the bomb's gonna do the rest. 2 ults invested, every single gun on the side of SOL, but they put the round away to make this 5-5.
Really great util usage on behalf of Soul Griefer there. Oh, and that does leave Solaris actually to do a timeout. What a great round on behalf of Soul there.
And despite those 2 ults invested, we still have the lockdown and the seekers on the side of SOL, and all of the ults for Omniputed sandwiches are going to be on cooldown here. Despite their economical situation, I think they'll be able to get a full buy here. 7k over a Night Creed. Might be able to buy light armor with a rifle and get a rifle over to Koala here. So we'll see a full buy versus full buy for the most part. But those ults could be the difference makers here.
Mm-hmm. We are seeing a 5v5 scoreline, so it is looking like a pretty even match so far between Solaris and OS.
A very different tempo for SOL in this game. The last split game that I watched from SOL, they were doing an extremely fast pace. We throw down the harbor wall, we block off heaven, we block off elbow, we rush down the A site, and this time it's much more slow, much more methodical, very default heavy as we move into round 11. Oh, and there's only 3 rifles here. Oh, no. I thought the round had started. My apologies. We are still in the buy phase. The timeout had just ended.
We've still got 10 seconds left before the action starts. It's okay. As Hayflick said, I think I'm just as excited to see the action start again and see if that timeout gives OS some momentum to get more rounds going in their favor.
No investment for the side of Koala here. Effectively a 4v5 in terms of gun advantage. And Seekers are going to come out fast. Night Creed to try to receive here. He's blinded from behind the cascade, being pressured by 3 players here. Doinker still watching the flank there. Finds Otter lacking on watching the wrong angle. Dog to push him off that angle. And he's going to find himself surrendering that heavy control. Responding with another cascade, but he's isolated because of that cove. Can't get out. Could have a player holding him.
He sees the tip of the gun there.
Travesty, unbeknownst, pinched between Reyna and Harbor here. Travesty's gonna find Killa. And Creed had just repositioned. Trade not coming in, and Travesty is selling this so hard right now, making you believe it's an A-hit. And here's Doinker with the team at the back, picking up that male player. Woods responds. Oddish takes down Woods, leading this in for a 2v3. Creed finds Travesty, finally that A player taken care of. 2v2 here, both controllers to try to take this back against the 2 initiators of SOL. Both drop hell. Flash goes out. Griefer does not swing. They have to know it's on the left side now. Another flash blocked by the smoke. Griefer's going to find one. Legenix is fun back, and Legenix is going to clean up Griefer for the 1v2. Excellently played.
Really great retake we see by the 2 controller players. Definitely isolating them and getting them, instead of it being a 2v2, it definitely felt like a 2v1 for Legenix.
Last round in the half.
Legenix is having themselves a game right now, 15-6 on that controller roll, leading the top frag position by 5 kills.
Definitely sending himself to try to be the match MVP, but Doinker, you never know with Doinker. He could come out of nowhere, or maybe as the teams switch up, you never know. Some people are really attack-sided players here, but very exciting to see not only Legenix up there, but see Doinker up there as well.
Here.
That lockdown's going to have to get invested here. It's either going to get them onto the site or it's going to make it a lot harder to retake, but we'll see. Here's that play we were talking about with the harbor wall going up. But Legenix is ready, positioning himself behind it, now playing Flower Pot. They're going to say the site's all clear, but it's not. Flower Pot cleared, but Legenix still picks it up. Otter responds back, making this a 4v4. That Reyna ult going to let them reposition for free. Night Creed walking around to the back screen's position.
Yoru just having some fun over here.
Otter, isolated, picked apart, and despite the fake that Otter was selling, the B site is only now just being taken. Man advantage for OS. As this retake starts, that lockdown's going to go down early. I fear it's not going to get much value here.
With everybody else already on A site, this is a very interesting timing on behalf of Doinker.
Cascade to scale. Nightcreed has isolated the entirety of CT.
Lost in the woods.
4v2 positioning here. First of the nanos is going to go off, and here comes the Cove. Second nano broken.
One enemy
Positioning
remaining.
compromised. Killa. And now it's down to Doinker in a 1v4. With the man advantage for us is just too strong. They're going to finish the half 7-5.
Full trust in his team there, just holding on.
Switching
Nightcreed had
sides.
for his spike, with Killa being able to sweep it up, leading us into a 7-5 half. A really good half on behalf of both teams.
Yeah, really good half. A lot of great moments by both teams, but just the ever so slightly little lead for OS here. Just a little bit cleaner. Legenics having a game right here. They're having their players work more independently.
Right there.
Woods constantly
Right
getting
there.
that info in B main, letting his team know that it's
Right
going
there.
to be an A hit, it's going to be a
Right
mid
there.
hit. And despite a couple of favorable positions, SOL unable to convert despite several rounds where they have advantages.
We're seeing an immediate A hit.
Blinded.
Fast paced here. No one's going to be going heaven. Legenics just holding the angle as the team scales. They're going to find an empty B site here.
Wow, and that was a very, compared to the other team, this is such a fast take on behalf of this team. Oh, Doinker getting lost in the woods.
Doinker pick up one, Otter for another. And despite them surrendering the site, they're going to come into this retake with a man advantage. 2 players in screens. But Nightcreed's good for another. Legenics responds again. And it's a 2v2 situation. Health advantage going to SOL here. Koala's going to invest the wall.
A very interesting wall, though. Only walling off elbow, right? Oh, both going heaven.
Yeah, it only walls off elbows.
One
But
enemy
look at the
remaining.
position by Legenics here. Koala's good for 1.
Wow, you were right. A great positioning on behalf of Koala and Legend X, being able to get both a pick on the players who are heaven. I was gonna say that's definitely felt like a pistol round. Pistol round definitely feels like W Key Warriors getting into sight. Very interesting move to not go heaven, but it worked in their favor.
Yeah, excellent repositioning and overall object permanence and awareness from Legend X. Able to lead his team again. Still having a dominating performance even as we go into the second half pistol. And again, we're going to see this explosive pace. Mal is being aggressed. Vents smoked off. Griefer has no idea what's going on. Can't respond. And Travisty's going to take this B main control. Doinker finds Woods, but is unable to capitalize, and that's going to be the first to fall for SOL as the B split comes in. That site being taken in reverse. We've been seeing a lot of these reverse site takes.
Right there.
Spike planted.
Unfortunately, Travesty trades that positional advantage for a spam that gets no damage.
Cutting their vision.
Otter is going to find a gun and a full health refill. Things are getting a little interesting here, but Otter's going to have to do more work in order to get them back into this round. But Travesty's going to find kill and Nightcreed to respawn.
Right there.
2v3. But that time's running short and CT is walled.
One enemy
You're
remaining.
done.
Woods to find another, and it's down to Griefer with only a classic. Opting to run away and save the Spectre. I don't know if this was the correct call. I think it would be better to die to the spike here and get the money for a rifle going into the
They
next
think they're
round.
better than us. I can tell.
Yeah, as you were saying, a very interesting play by Griefer there. I wonder what the comms were in the call, but at the same time, we move on to this next round and we see a lot of people right outside of A looking like it is going to be
Right
an A
there.
hit, whereas it looks like the defense-sided team is playing mid and playing for info.
lot slower of a pace here for Omnipotent Sandwiches. They have that harbor wall primed and ready to go, but not sent yet. Gonna isolate Heaven with that wall. And here's the pace picking back up again. They're gonna be, again, finding an empty A site. No one here to receive this hit, despite the heavy A lean from the defenders. Legenix with a dagger in the dark positioning here. Will it be checked by Oddish? It's not.
Look at that.
Oddish finds one. Legenix with nothing but a classic
Last
response,
player
and Nightcreed's gonna pick up one, but Doinker and Otter answer back, putting this all on Nightcreed to get a 1v3 on the bonus.
Capitalizing on that, getting at least one, see if we can get any more.
Travesty's gonna win the Harbor Mirror, and we are on the board for SOL in the
Weapon
defensive
here.
half. Despite that weapon disadvantage, perhaps questionable save by Griefer, we're gonna see them get on the board here. Reckoning already online for Nightcreed.
Interesting play by Legend X2, hanging back with a classic and a dream, getting that pick. But interesting choice there. Very interesting to see the pacing in the contender tier going slow, fast, slow, fast. Definitely exciting to see and a little bit more engaging, especially as we are seeing empty sites, which I feel like we don't see a lot of these days.
Yeah, a lot of opting for retake here from SOL for the defense. Let's see how that's gonna play out for them. Otter's facing down 5. Reyna all ready to go if she so chooses to pop it. Backed up by Griefer. But we see restraint here from the side of OS. They're waiting, methodically clearing. And here's the burst off the Heaven. Griefer's gonna pick up one, drop down to critical health. Otter, Reyna off top. Looking to find a kill, is gonna pick up one, dismisses out. That full heal's gonna come through. .3v4, 55 seconds on the clock, spike in hand, and it looks like that Reckoning's gonna come out here trying to push these players off of Heaven. Nightcreed's gonna find one. Griefer answers back on the Legend X, and all of a sudden, it's down to Nightcreed in a 1v3.
He is deciding to go onto A site, even with the spike. 38 seconds left on the clock. I'm sure he can feel the pressure in this moment.
30 seconds
You
left.
see a rotate from Doinker here, back over towards that B site. His position is currently unknown. If he can isolate one of these duels,
Hang it up.
that player in the form of Doinker is only on 1 HP.
Fuse going up.
Cove invested. Bomb planted outside the
10
cove
seconds
behind the
left.
wall.
Planted.
Perhaps trying to avoid the spam here. Creed has to play this aggressively. Try to find an isolated duel.
And we,
Is gonna manage to get off site, but he can just hold.
One enemy
As Doinker
remaining.
tries to come out, this is a 1v1 now. Griefer versus Nightcreed. Stun avoided. Bomb tapped. But Griefer's off of it. Excellently played by Nightcreed. Gonna get himself
I
a
do this for a
4K
living.
1v3 there, isolating the duels, isolating the players, making sure that there's no way for a team fight to happen. And OS go up 10-6.
That was such a great clutch by Nightcreed, making sure the pressure didn't get to him, playing slow, playing at his pace. It was almost like they kind of fell into his hands there. Very good job on Nightcreed. We'll see if that will continue to get a momentum going for the team, or we'll see if Solaris will come out with some extra new positivity, some extra new mental. I don't know. How are you feeling on this one, Hayflick?
Well, we saw a very similar game last time when SOL, they kind of fizzled out on their first map, and then all of a sudden they were re-energized for map 2 and made it a competitive 1-1 series. But with Nightcreed and Legenix looking in the form that they're in, it might be hard to pull a miracle out of the hat here.
We are seeing the attack-sided team going for a 5-man rush mid. The defender's getting suspicious.
Excellent use of the cascade there, preventing Travesty from trading as Vent is being pressured. Otter here to receive. Unable to get one. Too many numbers, too many targets. And OS are going to drop down here into vents. They start flooding heaven. Oddish in the off angle. Looking to find one. Finds one. Repositions. That backside player, good for two. Griefer going to bring this back in favor of SOL. Despite being stunned, Killa manages to land the critical headshot. 2v2, 40 seconds on the clock. Fakes the plant, blind out, but Travesty's ready for it, drops the spike and elbow. But what's this from Legenics? Poised on the B site, retrieves the spike, does not retrieve the spike.
What a play on behalf of Travesty, knowing the wall was there, preventing Omen from getting the spike.
I don't know if that was the positioning of Oddish preventing Omen from touching the spike, or if the ult simply missed, but now Legenics with 10 seconds has to retake the spike. Here comes the teleport. Finds Oddish lacking 5 seconds.
I have the spike.
Surely not. Travesty almost prevents him. Just nearly avoids getting miracled on.
Wow, a very exciting round to say the least there. It was anybody's round, honestly. I don't think I've ever seen that type of Omen ult before, but it definitely gave them a little bit of hope.
It definitely hurt the position of the economy for SOL, who's down 3 rounds, but despite that, the economy is somehow even worse for OS.
Oh yeah, OS having to save and look for next round almost, well,
There is 3 incredibly impactful ults online for SOL. If they can avoid using any of them here, get a nice clean round here, get 5 rifles up to make this 10-8, they might be able to make this a competitive series. But it's critical that they do not get their economy shattered by the minimal investment of OS here. Doinker pushed off. Travesty playing it off angle behind the wall, hoping to find someone, not checking that positioning, but OS have cut noise. Koala prodding, looking for an opening, but Otter's posted here with the Bucky.
They are deciding to look a little bit towards B here.
Oh, Travesty surrendering that positioning again, not converting a kill. Pushed back into CT, but Doinker holding the walk down. Woods brought to low health. Legenics' positioning could absolutely be fatal here for SOL if he's able to get 2.
30 seconds
No. But it looks like they're none the wiser. Griefer dropped by the classic. Same for Lost in the Woods. Gonna drop Doinker. It's 3v4. Bomb planted somehow in favor of OS despite not having a weapon to their name. Answered back by Otter. But Koala in this off angle on Rafters must be good for 1 here. Finds Travesty. Otter knows Koala has to be up there. Looking to try to make this happen. Nightcrew buying so much time.
One enemy
and it's
remaining.
down to Oddish versus Killa. Bomb half. And somehow OS
Wow.
seal the round away with absolutely no weapon investments but 2 stingers, and that's going to bring them up to 4 ults. 2 of the ults expended on the side of SOL with weapon advantage, and they are unable to convert. This is devastating.
A devastating round on behalf of Soul here, but a very exciting round for the Thrifty. We saw the incredible lurk. We saw the very interesting Sage Wall. Feel like we've seen a lot of interesting Sage Walls this round that have done well on behalf of OS here.
SOL forced onto a save here, and now it's OS with that terrific weapon and ult advantage. Once again, not playing on site, opting to play that retake despite not having much to get back into the site here. Woods is going to pop that ult, make sure everything's clear for his team. Clearing out screens, clearing out site. Otter's position is compromised. Here comes the wall. They're completely locked out. They have to go back to heaven and ramp. The spike is ticked down 10 seconds without a shot fired. Excellent utility and ult usage from OS here. Dog's gonna come in. Reveals 3. Responded back to with the reckoning. Travesty's gonna somehow find Woods here. No weapon advantage. That Rolling Thunder's online. Flash through the wall. Doinker trades back. And despite the man advantage, they are simply not applying enough pressure here to get onto that site. They're trying to contain them, trying to make them die to that bomb explosion. Here's Koala finding one, traded back by Oddish. Killa finds Doinker, but it looks like the Spike's gonna do the rest of the work here. Every player on the server dies, but it's another point in the bag for OS.
Match point.
And now we're headed into match point here, 12-7. And it looks like everybody is going to have a gun online, and we are seeing... What an interesting round. What an interesting retake, as you said, trying just to get as many guns off of the hands of OS as they possibly could.
And despite being successful in their endeavor, we're going to have a full buy on the side of OS, completely emptying every single credit they have. Their highest player sitting on 450 here. If Oh, I'm sorry, that is SOL's economy. They are investing every single credit. An attack side off, coming in on the side of Koala on that stage. Very interesting.
Otter getting the early pick there, saying that they're there. It is going to be interesting to see the attack side at op and to see if it gets them any picks that they just so desperately need, right?
You will not kill my ally.
Rez coming through onto Legenics, making this a 5v4.
Oh, the flank of the sentry.
Positioning from Oddish, full util and Seekers online. But will it be invested? No, Oddish is choosing to surrender this space, play it safe, fall back, put the other team into disarray, and they're paranoid. They're searching for Oddish. They're afraid to get stabbed in the back again here.
And Oddish making a clean getaway. Only 52 seconds left on the clock. They're going to have to make a choice as to which site they want to go to soon.
Legenics has been the absolute playmaker for their team here, scaling up mid, weary of this market positioning, afraid someone's going to shoot them in the back again. The paranoia from Oddish's skill
left.
taking its toll.
Turret down.
Tyrant's going to reveal the positioning of at least one player in mid, and Woods is stunned despite no one there to capitalize off of it. 20 seconds left. I don't think Doinker knows that they've been spotted.
10
Legenics.
seconds left.
Otter just has to stop this bomb plant,
Spike down.
and she does. 3 seconds on the clock. As long as one player of SOL lives, it's going to be their round. We see OS falling into the same trap that SOL often found themselves in that attacker half. Stalled up by utility. Positioning's unknown, and not enough time left to get that spike down.
Who needs a buy?
Making it 12-8. We are starting to see OS with a little bit of a different buy going on. We do still see the operator online for OS.
I'm interested to see what Koala's going to do there with those interesting wall investments. Maybe they have a pick spot lined up here.
They did get one pick last round, so maybe that confidence is getting to them as well. The confidence that they so desperately need to win the game for sure.
Otter, traditionally the heaviest fragger for SOL, pops the Reyna ult, and she needs to come online here to keep them in this game, bring it to OT for map 1. Operator trained on her position, but blinded off. First the Reyna Leer, then the Sky Flash, and Koala's gonna finally surrender that positioning. No smokes online for Legenics yet. They're waiting for it. Instead, opting to surrender mid control. And this might be the correct read here. Only one B-site defender. The rest of the team posted up in either vent or ace side CT. Koala's gonna wait for their team to make a bunch of noise, wait for this vent rotator, and try to pick them up with the ult. That seems to be the play here. Travisty's gonna go down, and we have an empty
30
B site.
seconds
Otter
left.
finds Koala despite the ult being posted up here, and Legenics is on a sliver of
Spike
health.
planted.
Griefer and CT waiting to find a pick, waiting for an overcommitment. Here comes the dog to make some space. Otter ready to drop, but left side is not cleared. Wood's gonna pick up Griefer. Wood's gonna pick up Doinker. Honor finally responds, but Nightcreed's advanced positioning on the spammable boxes. Otter's gonna find their third in the round. And here's Oddish to back up the defuse, watching for Nightcreed's positioning. Here comes the flash. It's a little bit deep, and that bomb needs to get defused.
Attackers
Wow,
win.
what a round.
Excellent plays from OS. They're going to win this first map 13-8. There was probably a window there where SLL could have got this to 9, but they both get off the spike, try to take the fight, and unfortunately do not win those duels. Nightcreed on 24, Legenics on 23 in a absolutely dominating player-based performance for that first map.
Wow, we saw some great plays overall from all the players. We did see some top player of the games. GG. What were some of your favorite moments, Hayflick, from this game on behalf of OS or Solaris here?
Right, so it looked to me like both teams were struggling a bit with their pacing on the attack side. Sometimes they wanted to go fast, and sometimes they'd find themselves tangled up over their own feet, trying to clear every nook and cranny with no time left to plant. Unfortunately, the teamwork from OS is looking just a notch above SOL for this map, capitalizing with double swings, trades, bursting. They just look like the overall more polished squad, I think, for this map, but hopefully SOL can answer back here and make this a one for one.
It'll be interesting to see, as you said last time that they were streamed, they came back to the second map with newfound mental and newfound motivation. So it'll be interesting to see what this 5 minutes does. But with that said, we are going to take a short 5-minute break and we will be back with map 2.
Tell me if you feel.
In the hills, I ain't got no service. In a white hood, I don't fuck with the Ku Klux. Old girl got mad and she switched up. So I went ahead, got me a new one. Down bad, so I had to move up. 01 like, hey, what you doing? CA plates in different states. Okay, she like how I'm moving. Step to a bag, better get with the movement. When I move, you move like that. Do more, get more, say less. So fall low, don't miss no stairs. Speed up now, catch your breath. Good vibe, good drink, no stress. Out of town, no GPS. In the hills, can't call, can't tag. In the hills, I ain't got no service. Too high up, I don't think I heard you. Head high where the birds be chirping. Going full speed in the freeway, swerving. I ain't got no service. Too high up, I don't think I heard you. Head high where the birds be chirping. Going full speed in the freeway, swerving. Swerving. But I can't pick up. Locked in, my mind's encrypted. I secure the bag like lockbox. In my zone, I can't hear much. I'm flex, I just finesse. Make more wanna come around last. Out the way where I'm too next. Out of time, can't call, can't text. In the hills, I ain't got no service. Too high up, I don't think I heard you. Head high where the birds be chirping. Going full speed in the freeway, swerving. I ain't got no service. Too high up, I don't think I heard you. Head high where the birds be chirping. Going full speed in the freeway, swerving. Swerving.
Welcome back, everybody. This is VDC bringing you SLL versus OS here in the Contender League for Valorant Draft Circuit. We are moving on to map 2 after an exciting map 1. I am joined here by Queen Bee, and we will be your casters for map 2.
I was gonna say Queen Bee, that's me. Very excited for map 2, especially because map 2 is on Ascent, which is one of my all-time favorite maps in this video game. I'm very excited to see not only the agents that get played on this map, but also just get to, see the map in general. I think it's a very well done and well executed graphics map. Hey, Flix, what's your favorite map, if you don't mind me asking?
My favorite map, I mean, probably extra basic here, but also probably Ascent. I like Ascent because it's very puggy. It's not one of these maps that conforms to needing, like, despite having a very tried and true and tired, meta, which is Sova, KJ, KO, Jet, and Omen Astra. Like, it's not a map that lends itself to you will be dominated if you do not play this comp the same way Breeze was, right? So I like the puggy style of Ascent. I like that you can run a variety of different comps and different strategies, and it can be exciting. I like the set plays that you see with the Omens and the Jets, where they blind up, and Sova's going to toss an arrow, and Jet's going to dash up and fight a bunch of people while they're blind. You see a lot of that on this map. It's a very scrappy map. It's a very puggy map. So I'll be interested to see how it looks here in the Contender division.
I always find in Contender, it's exciting to see not only the strategies that are played out, but exciting to see just the way that things are done in Contender. The Contender tier being from Iron to Gold, I find that we see some really exciting plays and some very interesting plays that, you definitely don't see as you get up through the ranks. So it's very exciting to see, especially as we did see a really great performance from not only Nightcreed and Legend X, but from Doinker last game as well. So it's going to be interesting to see who rises to the top on this game, or if one of those three players are going to continue to dominate today.
Yes, and we also have the legendary map 2. We have the legendary map 2 Otter waiting in the wing as well. We will see if it happens again.
Exactly. I found that there were many times where Otter had the opportunity for great picks and she would get one, and though sometimes that one pick was all they needed to get the momentum in their round, but also sometimes it led to her getting picked off and the trade going through and giving OS an opportunity to get onto site. So it'll be interesting to see if she keeps that Reyna pick or if she chooses to do something else as well.
It seems that positioning is the name of the game for this OS squad, as Legenix was consistently, it wasn't like Legenix was peeking out into everybody, taking every aim duel, dominating in a similar fashion as we might just see to some aim demons, but Legenix was always one step ahead in that first map in positioning, blinding and teleporting past, knowing what angle the player's going to be holding and then teleporting past them, and a lot of really impressive plays involving individual positioning as a player. I was very impressed to see it.
All right, and we are getting the all clear from both teams, so it looks like we're going to go straight into agent select on Ascent here. And let's get right into it.
Legenix looks like they're going to be back on that Omen. We see a double neon hover.
Oh, as someone who loves neon, we love to see it. Oh, look, is it going to be Agent Roulette? Who knows? It might just be for entertainment, to say the least.
I must say, I appreciate the spirit of OS here, because I know if I was 9-0 with my team in VDC, I would not be playing Agent Roulette. I would be trying to extend that flawless record as far as possible.
Oh, yeah, but you never know when you're being streamed what people will see. But we do see Nightcreed going for that Harbor pick. Is Nightcreed a Harbor main? I guess so. We're finding out today on stream.
I have been seeing just a ton of Harbor in Contender. I haven't casted any of the other divisions lately, but in Contender, every single map, every single game, I have seen a Harbor.
Harbor seems to be the most dominant. Oh, and we see one of my favorite things. I don't know about you, Hayflick, but when a team auto locks at the same times, there's just that little bit of satisfaction that I feel and a little bit of extra excitement, especially as I see my one and only Brim on the side of Solaris here.
Interesting composition here for SOL, as we do not see Sova, who I believe has close to a 100% pick rate here, and not even a fill-in for Sova. No scanner agents whatsoever, despite the fact that both of these agents can gather info in the form of 0 Point and the Guiding Light. We are not going to have any traditional scanners on the side of SOL, and none on the side of OS for that matter, too, as we see double duelist elect here and another Sky pick. So triple blinds for the side of OS, no scanning, and then we also have double flashes for the side of SOL. Prepare to be white screen the entire game.
Yeah, very interesting to not see a single Sova play. I find that this is the map where you want to have that Odin, you want to put that dart out.
Yeah, the paper-thin walls.
Exactly, so it'll be interesting to see what type of plays they have, especially seeing two initiators on the side of Solaris with a double controller meta from the side of OS.
It looks like we're going to see a very standard defensive formation here for the side of SOL, as we get that KJ alarm bot in mid. We have two players posted up A, a single player playing that mid area, and then, oh, we have
Blinded.
Otter posted all the way up A main, looking for a wide peek, but it looks like this is going to be a B lean from the side of OS.
Early Brim smokes coming out, both Brim smokes coming out very early here. Soul Travesty trying to find a new spot, wondering if they're going to push up into B, and it looks like a 5-man rush B is about to take place.
OS getting ready to do their burst play. Info flash going out, not going to find anything. Cascade Gonna isolate that CT player, but it goes a little wide. Doinker content to just back off here and wait for the rotate.
They are free to plant 5 people,
planted.
4 people on site, 1 person playing mid. Legendx looking for the pick.
Legenix posted up in that smoke again with the positioning, waiting to play this off angle, hoping to find and extend this man advantage, but Oddish answers back, putting this into a 4v4, coming in through that B main flank. Nightcreed finds Oddish, putting this back in a 3v4, and Killa finds Honor, and it's going to be 4v2. Lost in the Woods going to drop Doinker and put this all on Griefer in a 1v4. That bomb is more than halfway ticked down. Getting pinched from both sides, and it's just not going to happen. OS go up 1-0 to start map 2.
Griefer caught between a rock and a hard place there. I'm sure hearing all that noise around him only made that type of situation a little bit more stressful.
Yeah, and despite that info flash about to reveal the position of everybody on OS, unfortunately it comes a little bit too late as the burst comes in. That first defender on B site gets dropped. Doinker has to surrender the site, and it's all downhill from there.
We are seeing OS leaning towards that A site. Otter probably excited to see them, but it looks like they're actually going towards mid here.
Heavy mid control here for OS as that bottom mid smoke comes out. They're gonna walk up Cat, knifed in the heart from Griefer.
Oh, night.
But Nightcreed does not take kindly to that and drops Griefer with the Spectre. They're going to be rushing down A, and there is, once again, nobody here to receive the hit, except Otter, who has captured all of A main. If Otter had anything but a classic here, this could be devastating. With the right timing, she could be good for 1, recover a gun, and make this a doable round, but we'll have to see.
Well, Koala getting 2 with the Marshall, trying to optimize on this and get more. Otter going into an empty site, Travesty getting picked out, and Lost in the Woods taking Otter down.
It's played just perfectly by OS here. Not waiting for that door to break, collapsing in on CT and making sure those defenders can't find any cheeky angles. And Woods is just posted up dice, waiting for the A-main walkout despite having cleared it. Really good due diligence here from OS.
And especially in these first 2 rounds, we've seen such a fast take, but an oppressive take by that, causing all of Solaris to have to play retake and falling back to play numbers.
Right there.
Turret out.
Once again, we are seeing that mid lean, as you said, by Nightcreed.
All of mid smoked off. Nightcreed is going to try to push into market here. Push this CT player all the way back. Market surrendered, but Oddish finds one. Traded back by Koala, favoring those scoped weapons. Travesty's going to find Woods. The gun advantage coming in clutch here for Solaris as Otter finds Legend X, putting this in a 4v2, minute 5 on the clock. Nightcreed trying to find a position, Spike dropped in CT, and now it is all down to Koala with nothing but a Marshall. Spectre, Phantom recovered. 14 HP. I think that this would be an absolutely legendary clutch, but it cannot happen. Honor is going to shut any hope of that happening down. This is a pivotal round for Solaris, keeping 4 of their guns alive, preventing the bonus conversion, and making this an honest game here, as we're going to see the buy come in from OS.
Turret out.
It's going to be very interesting to see if Solaris can keep this momentum going. Now that they both have buys, will OS continue to just barrel it down mid in their favor, or will Solaris be able to stop them?
Another heavy mid default. All 5 players poised in this position, but Lost in the Woods going to make sure this A main walkdown does not happen, as the rest of their team is going to be pushing up mid. And there's going to be a confrontation here in A main any second. Now Otter versus Woods. The stun comes in. Otter surrenders the position, but so does Woods. Legend X and Killa finding both picks mid. And now here comes the burst onto A. Woods trades Nightcreed back, putting that man advantage firmly in OS's hands. Heaven taken. But Griefer's going to find one on site, but he's now found himself alone in the world. 1 versus 3 in the enemy team behind him. Interestingly enough, he has the spike, but what is he going to do against 3 OS players? All near full HP. Griefer cannot make it happen. And OS find 3.
Wow, a very interesting play by OS, but it seems to be the exact same thing they are doing. They see if they can get one a main and they barrel it down mid, and it seems to be working in their favor.
Solaris having a hard time finding an answer to this mid control, losing their players, losing info to the double controller setup, and then just getting bursted upon, whether it's from A main, B main, market, or cat. A lot of variety being shown from OS here, despite their standard default being that mid control.
We are seeing a save on behalf of OS, on behalf of Solaris, OS being able to buy their full util.
Otter on the knives, finds Woods, finds Nightcreed, finally traded back by Otter, but the man advantage is gonna go to Solaris here. B main taken.
Huge round for Otter Sleep there with the knives. Really great use.
No guns recovered, unfortunately.
We are seeing Travesty getting a little greedy, getting a little impatient.
Oh, and that recoil update from the Frenzy gonna make it really hard to convert at that range, despite landing a chest and a headshot. Unfortunate, but Legenix brought down to low health. Doinker watching this mid-cross, does not see it through the smoke, and now it seems OS wants to gather up Cat, heal Legenix back up to full HP, and re-aggress A main. Griefer poised to intercept this hit. Vandal recovered.
Well, Griefer looking the wrong way, it
30
seems.
seconds left.
Gonna find Legend X, 3v2, and both of these players are locked behind the smoke. That Sky Flash should be coming online any second now, and here it is. Flash doesn't find anything. Only 13 seconds left. That Flash is gonna go super wide,
10
not gonna find
seconds left.
anybody.
One
Griefer's
enemy
position's
remaining.
revealed, but he's good for 2. That bomb's getting planted,
Spike planted.
and Kill is just gonna stick it. Reyna ult lets the free reposition happen. Extremely dangerous. But what's this? They want to get that bomb half. They're just sticking it. Killa is not in a position to stop this. And the Thrifty comes through from Solaris. Excellently played. Killa cannot call the bluff in time.
Wow.
Pros do not
Pros
fake.
don't fake. Wow, what a great play on behalf of Solaris with the Thrifty there. All of OS losing their guns. Solaris now able to buy up. We are seeing an early op. Very exciting to see. And it looks like OS doesn't have their economy as torn up as I thought. We are seeing 4 guns online.
4 guns online and 4 players just 1 point off of their ult. Any orb here surrendered will be devastating. But we do have that null command and Brim ult on the side of Solaris. Interestingly, that op in the hands of Travesty and not the Jet player. This is very non-standard play, but it's going to pay off as Travesty's going to find Legend X getting a little bit too curious in B main.
Oh, Lost in the Woods.
Griefer finds Lost in the Woods, making this a 5-3 in the early round. Oddish just adding on to the
Enemy
pain,
remaining.
Oh,
and that last
Spike
player's position is
down
revealed
A.
by the alarm bot.
Koala finding himself in a 1v5 situation, kind of tucking himself into mid to try to understand what to do and think about what the next step is.
Finished. My ult.
Koala starts off strong, but to find 1. Converts for 2, 30 HP. Here's that player drop behind them, but they have to reload. Otter rather, is not going to let that happen. Shuts that any comeback attempt down.
Wow, really great round on behalf of Solaris there. We did see a lot of people peeking together, trading off of each other, or just being in a really good spot, especially Oddish and Tree there, letting 2 people come straight into their bullet path.
Yeah, despite that strong early momentum from OS that they brought in from that first map, Solaris has managed to equalize and break the economy of OS here. And despite that, we have 7 out of 10 ults online here. Things could get scrappy this round.
Oh, and we already see it happening.
Running down Travesty, the best possible target. Hard to track with that scope when Neon's running 100 miles an hour. Brim ult to respond, but it absolutely finds nothing. Legend X, op recovered, finds Otter, and somehow OS do it again. No weapons, no investment, man advantage. Oddish looking to try to recover this, makes this a 4v3, and here come the Seekers from Koala. Doinker blinded up. Doesn't hear the jump up to heaven. Look at this wall. Doinker and Oddish bring this back to a 3v2 despite that incredible positioning from Night Creep behind the wall.
We are seeing the KJ.
Terry gonna go out to watch the main, and we see Doinker repositioning over to this door. It's down to Killa. Gonna be dropped by Oddish, who finds himself 4 in this round.
Oddish really popping off right when his team needs it the most. Getting that round win, making it a 4v3 now on the scoreboard.
And I thought that round might get scrappy, and it did. An absolute dream scenario for Woods there, finding the AWP, dropping it, giving it to Legend X, who converts to another kill, making it a 5v3, but somehow Solaris recovered. Oddish picking up 4, going absolutely huge.
We still see 2 ults online for Solaris with the KO and the Sky ult, and we do see a Legend X ult, but this might be a big round for Solaris, trying to keep up that momentum that they just gained. It'll be pretty exciting to see if OS can keep it up.
Interesting nanos from Doinker here. Instead of electing for the standard double lane nano, putting that second nano on dice, maybe it's a retake nano. I've never personally seen this.
Neither have I.
But we'll see.
We are seeing a utility dump on A over here.
Yeah, we're seeing a very heavy A main presence from OS here. Only Koala to lurk mid. But look at this positioning by Otter. Finds Koala. That lurk shut down. Neon Wall sent in. Travesty is going to drop the entry. That door's going to get shut, but it is an absolute tragedy here for OS as they go down to a single player. Door broken.
And Soul Reaper picking up the pieces for his team, making it 5v3 on the scoreline.
Attack when they're suppressed. Adapt their options.
I think if
they
you're
make
OS,
mistakes.
now is the time you might want to be calling that timeout. Try to ice this momentum that Solaris has found, because traditionally, from what I've seen, they are a very momentum-based team, and once they're feeling hot, it's hard to stop them. You need to get some ice on this. Talk about your strategies.
Once you get the ball rolling, it really is hard to stop, so it's going to be interesting to see what OS is going to pull out this round to try to stop them, or if they're going to need to, because this is going to be the game-changing round for them on attack here.
Flashbang.
And the blind goes out. It doesn't find anything. Travesty's good for another. Seeker's dog and 2 blinds online. They're trying to force him back. He's trying to get to that backside. He's going to find Legend X, but he can't convert the kill, and Woods finds one on the entry. The site is surrendered. It's 4v3. Critical health on Legend X, but he's going to be healed up, topped up by that Sky.
Doinker waiting for the rest of his team to play retake in numbers together. It is a 4v3.
Spike planted.
Things are looking so good for Solaris here, finding that opening pick, but the pace from OS simply overwhelms the defenders. Right through the smoke, not going to find anything, and here comes the null command investment. They want to go all in here despite the man disadvantage. That off, drop down to critical health, down to Doinker in a 1v4. Can they work a miracle again? Finds the Omen. Lane player repositioned.
Player standing.
And Woods is good for 3 here, bringing this to 5-4 for OS. Both of these teams showing resilience, being able to recover from devastating disadvantages in the first seconds of the rounds on both sides. Very interesting.
And it seems that both teams are very heavy on fast-paced gameplay. It seems like nothing's happening, and then all of a sudden everything's happening at the same time. So definitely interesting to see. Also seeing Travesty opting back for that op. He did get that opening pick last round, and we'll see if that comes to an advantage for him this round as well.
All back in the hands of Travesty. Seeker's still online here. And we're going to see this heavy mid presence again by OS. Their bread and butter, tried and true, making their way up Cat. And Legenix poised behind this box to stop any pressure. But he's going to be traded immediately 5v4 as Tree falls. Pardon me. Oh, they're wrapping heaven. Woods is going to find Travesty that up, finding minimal value in this round. Koala's going to pick it up. Looks at the CP. Spots one. Can't get it. Doinker and Oddish drop both of those players peeking. And here's the Brimble. And now Koala, up in hand, 1v3, 30 HP and 55 seconds to try to salvage this round. Very difficult position. Doinker is going to find their third for the round and bring this to 6-4.
Wow, what a play on behalf of Solaris there. What really seemed to be looking like it was going in the favor of OS. Doinker and Oddish had such a great cross in order to be able to get the picks that they needed that
Placing
round.
swarm grenade. Placing swarm
Again, we
grenade.
see this non-standard KJ setup.
A very interesting KJ setup, and you know what? I'm excited to see them run through it, but this might not be the round. It looks like the team is looking like they are headed towards A.
3 rifles invested on the side of OS here. No armor on Nightcreed. Very interesting buy here.
Otter having to disengage from that battle.
Bye! Pissed!
And there was...
And here's Woods again, running up Cat, switching, pivoting over to Market, alt in hand, looking for something. Oddish the challenge here, going to be pushed off, but Woods has been vulnerable in the process. Molly prevents any more space from being taken, and that wall's going to block off those players. Seekers blinds Woods. Still moving forward, that alt's going to expire, leaving them only on a classic. And here's Oddish picking up Legend X to trade back. Nightcreed finds Oddish. And it's Travesty alone in the backside. Can this alt find any value? Bomb drop
Spike
stairs.
down B.
This advanced positioning from Nightcreed could be everything. Travesty doesn't seem to have any idea. Here comes the drop. Scope in. Travesty's going to drop Nightcreed, putting this in a 2v2. Door gets closed, but Killa is making a pivot through mid.
30 seconds left.
Logenix to cut off these rotators. And Killa to plant. That seems to be the name of the game here with 20 seconds left on the clock, and it might just find dividends, but Doinker seems to be aware. Logenix finds him lack and finds Doinker looking away, and it's still just Travesty. Backside, bomb planted, and a 15-second minimum rotate here. 2 players to find. This is going to be difficult. Spots out Logenix. Flash invested. Blind goes out. Killa not in a position to capitalize here, and Travesty is going to try to make this happen. That bomb is more than halfway ticked down. Has to go. Flash and Dog online. But the positioning from OS just might be too strong here.
Why did I sign up for this shit?
Last player standing.
Oh,
A valiant attempt by Travesty, but there's just not enough time left.
wow, what a great play on behalf of Legend X and Killa. Good communication on the team to be able to run away from sight.
Last
Legend X being able
round
to pick
before
up
the
the
switch.
last couple of people that were still on B.
Yeah, we have an exciting competitive series here where it looked like Solaris was perhaps fizzling out, crumbling to the pressure in map 1. They find themselves in the lead here. At worst, drawing for the first half here. Very exciting match as we move into round 12. The only alt online to speak of here is that Blade Storm. But Nightcreed just one off of that reckoning.
Traveling.
Denix looking to establish mid control here. Heavy A main presence. This did not work out for OS last time. They're looking to clean up their mistake. Logenix spotted by the alarm bot, but still pushes forward. Swings into Oddish, taken down. Early man advantage here. Minute 15 on the clock. They've pulled the rotates. Only one player here to intercept this A hit if it comes.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like that's what's about to happen. Spike being recovered from top mid.
Mm-hmm. It always seems to be Soul Private Griefer just holding down the sights and getting info.
Move.
Flash.
Molly to split up the attack.
Got one.
Reaper's gonna find one, but it's immediately traded back by Woods, bringing this to 3-all. 40 seconds on the clock. That Molly's gonna go down.
Spike planted.
Door broken. Travesty back on that operator. Flash finds nothing. And Travesty's gonna win the Sky Mirror. Another flash goes out. Woods takes down Doinker. traded back by
player
Oddish, and
standing.
it's Night Creed versus Oddish. And Oddish is gonna win it out. 7-5 lead for Solaris going into the second half.
Wow.
An exact mirror of what we saw in the first map.
It is, and we do see Solaris' Oddish at the very top of the leaderboard here, getting the plays that they need to
Switching
for their
sides.
team. With Lost in the Woods also having some incredible ults actually that we've seen today.
Legenics and Night Creed, the two absolute hard carries from that first map, looking a little quiet here as Oddish is beginning to feel themselves.
22 seconds left on the timer, and I can only imagine what each team is saying to each other. Solaris trying to say, we've got the momentum, let's keep it up, with OS saying, let's stop that momentum, it's pistol round, let's see what we got to do for these picks. So I wonder, I can only guess what they're saying, but I'm sure there's something along those lines, or who knows.
It looks like we're gonna see Koala posted up in this off angle with this heavy B main presence. Legenics selling the pressure, making them think they pushed that player off, but no, Legenics is going back in, he's gonna find one. Koala trades back out, and here it is. Griefer takes down Koala 3v3, but Griefer brought down the critical health. We'll have to see if that Sky Heal has been invested into this round. Night Creed ready to go with the Cascade, gonna send it out. Try to isolate these players in backside. Make sure Lane can't get involved in this fight. Luckily, Griefer's health has been recovered. Another Cascade being sent into backside. Oh, and the Dice player, despite being revealed, cannot get the kill.
One enemy remaining.
2v2,
Last
Travesty
player
goes
standing.
down, and it's Griefer versus Killa. That bomb is so far kicked down. Has a flash online. Oh, but gets caught sending it. Unfortunate.
And does Killa have enough time to defuse?
Just enough.
Killa with the clutch there, very exciting to see, and putting OS on the board with 7-6.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's the best player in the world until it's a 1v1. The nerves getting to you. Perhaps not thinking as clearly as you might. Just if Griefer simply tucked there and waited for the tap, the round was secured. Unfortunate. And OS is going to come up here on their 6th round, looking to make it 7-all as we move into the anti-eco in round 14.
We are seeing a full save by Solaris, whereas we do see the full buy by OS. Let's see if they can use it to their momentum.
Flash.
We are seeing them looking a little bit towards B here. Once again, they know they've won this on this before.
Night Creed position ousted, but unable to get a kill off of it. He crosses out of there as fast as he can. He's looking to possibly re-aggress through this smoke, unaware of Griefer's positioning.
Got him.
Well, Griefer able to get the pick and get the gun.
Gun recovered. Might want to get that over to a healthier player.
We are seeing Travesty waiting for his team with a shorty, unbeknownst to Lost in the
But it
Woods.
looks like Woods is the real one waiting here. Pushed up in this positioning. Discovered. Good for 1. Good for 2. But Doiker's going to answer that back, bringing this back to a 3v3. Griefer still on critical health, however. Legenics going to blind that A main player. Drop
Spike
that spike,
down
and there's
A.
no one there to trade it.
That smoke comes out.
Oddish swings
30
wildly
seconds
through the
left.
smoke and somehow takes down Legenics. Spike recovered. Only 25 seconds left on the clock, though. They have to get in here and get this bomb down. Molly to prevent the Heaven player from swinging as the door shuts.
Spike planted.
Odin online.
Odin round 2 is probably one of my favorites. Let's see if he can capitalize on this.
The double hell positioning.
One enemy
Griefer
remaining.
discovered.
Last player standing.
Oddish, the hero. No.
Don't insult
Killa is going to salvage this round for OS, and despite not winning it, I'd say this is a huge success for Solaris, dropping all but one weapon and getting the spike down.
Another great round by Killa with that clutch, but very close to say the least. Losing a lot of guns there.
Great try from Solaris there to try to make that thrifty work. No conversion coming through, but as we move into round 15, we see a full buy coming out from Solaris, and not a gun to be found on the side of OS, except that Odin.
Hmm. We're seeing a more default-sided attack from the side of Solaris. Very slow pacing as we're getting into the start of this round.
Seeing a lot of contention for mid here. 0 point thrown to bottom mid, top mid smoke, and that wall going out from Harbor into the tiles and market area. A lot of contention here, but slowly enough, there's not many players here. There's nothing to contend for.
They do get the pick on Lost in the Woods, telling their team it's time to go A. Will Legend X be able to stop them?
Otter, ready to entry, dashes into their smoke. Kill is gonna find Otter with nothing but a ghost, and Legend X isolated over here at this gen position. There's no space being taken. They're surrendering it all back. But what's this positioning from Travesty? Is gonna catch Nightcreed with a knife in hand.
30
Here comes
seconds
the
left.
rotate. Nightcreed, nothing but a shorty. Impossible to contend the Vandal at this range.
Placing swarm grenade. Swarm grenade out.
"12 seconds left in the clock."
Lieutenant
10 seconds
lurking
left.
up in the market, looking for something. Travesty looking the wrong way,
planted.
but still gets the kill nevertheless. Nothing but a shorty in the hands of Nightcreed. Can they find this kill? They cannot. Travesty is good for another kill, finally answering that kill back. 3 versus 2, bomb planted.
And
And Koala only just now coming into that mid area, somehow finds a kill, making this a 2v2.
One enemy remaining.
Doinker caught absolutely slipping at the B-main entrance, and Griefer, time for redemption. We let one clutch slip away, but not twice. Can he make it happen? That bomb's ticking down. They've got to make it happen. But I don't think there's enough time.
it'll be a close one, and it looks like they don't.
Blood.
Wiping all of the guns off the board and a clean slate with a clutch by Private Griefer. OS Killa getting 3 kills that round.
Nothing but a ghost. Manages to recover the Phantom and almost converts the round. Just not enough time to get that spike diffused. And now we see the economic disadvantage switching over to the side of Solaris. A Stinger and a Spectre.
We are, it is looking like we are going to see a hero rifle. Oh, no, there's thoughts about it.
No hero
No
rifle.
hero rifle. So it'll be interesting. We are seeing Killa on the side of Operator with Koala on the Odin, so it'll be interesting to see how those guns play in the round.
Flash at mid finds nothing. Legenix dodges the flash and finds the player peeking through the harbor wall.
Nightcreed getting seen by the
Flash.
turret. Very slow paced game right now, just looking for info, trying to get picks.
Very dangerous for Solaris here to leave their bombs so isolated and alone outside of E-main. If that player is picked off, this round could be done and dusted. Nightcreed gonna drop Private Griefer. Nightcreed finds Otter as well, and things are falling to pieces for Solaris here.
Doinker having to catch up to Oddish here. Trying to play at least 2 together. Nightcreed getting those kills mid is huge on behalf of OS. And it seems like every point of entry that OS has someone there ready to get a pick.
Fully smoked.
30 seconds left.
Those smokes are gonna broadcast that positioning. Here comes the rundown into B main. Kill a trap behind the smoke. Rainolier going out, trying to deny them coming out. Oddish thinking about maybe investing that Brimalt, but Koala back
Enemy
here
remaining.
with the Rambo
down.
machine gun ready to mow them down.
Oh, Koala does. That boathouse play was a good play on behalf of OS. With OS securing the round, making it 8-8. That 7-5 advantage slowly tipping away in the favor of OS.
Round 17, 8-8, full buy versus full buy, and plenty of ults to go around. Otter, 1 off. Doinker, 2 off, and Legenix and Nightcreed just 1 off. We're going to see another chaotic and scrappy round here, I think. But Griefer does have that big off button. Legenix, blind, finds 4, gets 2,
Spike down
traded
A.
back by Otter finally. But that's the Brimble taken off the table. No smokes to speak of now on this attack side with a man disadvantage. That is devastating.
And OS capitalizing on the space mid, waiting for that rotate that it looks like Solaris is looking and thinking about taking.
So Broza and Market taken, A site locked down. The only way out here would be for Solaris to read the situation and rotate out through CT spawn back to, or back through T spawn rather, back towards B. But with 50 seconds left and a man disadvantage, they have to be feeling the pressure here. Flash over the wall, doesn't find anything. Up goes wide, but Woods is unchecked.
Spike down
Griefer
A.
is gonna pick up 1. Slight buff to fire rate with that ult popped, but 3 players to find. Oh, chucks the nade,
30
knows
seconds
he's there,
left.
but can't find the kill. Taps the bomb, and finally for OS pull ahead on this defender side. 3 guns saved, 4 ults primed, and a save coming in for Solaris. Things are not looking good.
We do see OS Killa still with that operator, and it looks like
No prisoners.
all of Celestial Calzones is looking for another A hit once again. Unless they go towards mid. Ottersleep pulling out the ult here.
Blade Storm, space taken, wall in response, and it looks like, oh, Killa's gonna fall to the Blade Storm. That all of that space taken and surrendered, capitalized upon. Nightcreed needs to get damage control going, but the Blade Storm continues to find more. Gun recovered, and again an expert
Player
teleport
standing.
by Legenix finds them back in it, but now all of a sudden, Woods with nothing but their ult finds themselves in a
Spike
1
down,
versus 3,
B.
picks up Oddish,
Thrifty.
and is immediately traded back by Travesty, bringing this to 9-9. Another Thrifty converted. That must have been the 6th one just this series from both sides.
Wow, and bringing it back up to 9-9. Now we are neck to neck. No, neither team having momentum, just barely scraping by to get those wins, but it seems to be crushing and devastating every single time. We see Koala still on that Odin, becoming very oppressive. Travesty trying to get that Odin, trying to counter an Odin with an Odin. What do you think about that one, Hayflick?
Both guys on 12 kills, both guys rocking the Odin. It could be the deciding factor in this game. Who can find more value out of the big, giant machine gun?
Water getting the space, but
Nightcreed.
Nightcreed denying, as you said.
Nightcreed and Legenix are going to open up this round, giving their team a huge advantage. Onish to answer back, taking down that controller, trading the space back. Onish has all of Tile's control. But it looks like Solaris are completely corralled in the mid. Killa watching this cross.
Stealing sight.
Seeker's going out to confirm those players' positions, but they're all in market here. And Killa's not careful. Oddish taking down Killa, making this a 3v3. CT surrendered. Koala could be in a position to stop this pivot if they swing at the right time. Swings into 2, doesn't find anything. Big damage on the Griefer. They want to go in for more. Still nothing found. Lost in the woods, pushed up, but Travesty's positioning. Oh no! The Odin's gonna give the positioning away.
30
The
seconds
stun
left.
goes out, and Travesty is dropped in market. Again, Griefer on critical health and 3 players to find. That Brim also online. It could be their saving grace in this round. It should snap at the right time. Molly gonna buy them some time. They're both isolated in a game. hell is going to be here. It's going to become evident where it's from. Here comes the Molly to follow up. What it misses, so Molly goes wide. Oddish is on for 4. Oddish is on for 5. Night Creed has to find both these players. Drops Oddish, brings us to a 1v1. Taps the spike. Griefer calls the bluff. But Creed's gonna find it. I don't think there's any time left. And there's not.
Wow.
Solaris up 10-9. And despite that Molly going wide, Oddish still somehow finds a kill with it. Another 4K for Oddish. Going up 21 and 14 in this.
It was definitely strategic on behalf of Oddish. Maybe it wasn't meant to hit the spike in the first place because it went in their favor. But that cross really holding out with Soul Private Griefer and Oddish almost in sync together with their utility usage there.
Yeah, Griefer buying as much time as he possibly can on 30 health, waiting a good 5 seconds to swing that spike, going for an all or nothing. If he's on it, he dies. If he's off of it, he hasn't halved it.
Exactly. Really good timing on behalf of Soul Private Griefer. We'll see if they can bring that excitement of that round into this round to build momentum for their team.
Creed pushing through their own wall. A little too much hubris. Going to get dropped by Doinker and Otter. And here comes the lockdown. Flash out from Koala. Trying to find something. Going to find one. But traded back by Griefer. Bullet punch. Throwing that Odin off its course. Legenix is going to pivot here into CT and try to find something, but the site has been surrendered. That bomb's going down by Doinker.
This way.
4 versus 3. Wall to make some space. Otter looking for the correct timing to swing into this wall. Otter found 3 versus 3. And Griefer finds one from B main. Flash goes out, pushing Woods off. And all of a sudden, Woods is all alone in the world. Gonna find that lane player. Gonna find that lane player. 1 versus 1. Doinker versus Woods. It's gonna come down to the wire. And Doinker's good for a 3K. 11-9 to Solaris.
Wow. Lost in the Woods, almost winning that round for his team there. But Doinker being able to stop that and secure the round for Solaris, making it 11-9, as you said. Maybe this is the momentum that they've been looking for. That no more of this 1-1 nonsense. They're just building and rolling off of the punches. OS, this is a desperate round for them here. This could be the round that decides the game, with very mixed buys across the board, actually.
Very mixed buys across the board, and I don't know if I agree with this investment here by Solaris. You have the momentum, you have the round advantage. Have Doinker buy a rifle, get one of those players more armed up. Only 2 rifles on either side, but somehow the rifle advantage is in OS's favor with a Guardian versus a Vandal.
Cutting their vision.
Nothing but a classic for Otter as they scallop this mid positioning. Killa looking for something. Night Creed has Killa's back. Gonna drop Oddish before they can close in on that Marshall player. Mid locked down. 4 versus 4. Both of those rifles still live for the side of Solaris. Only one in the hands of Woods. Posted up on door. Gonna close that door. Take a little bit of chip damage as they reposition to Gen. Wall to try to stop the A main isolation down on the Gen angle and the reposition into Hell.
Oddish with the spike, going and looking for more picks. Very dangerous play.
35 seconds, coming down to 30 fast here. Koala has the angle advantage here, should see Oddish first, and they do. Koala going wide, Travesty answers back. But all of a sudden, Creed and Woods shut the round down.
Wow.
I think this was a critical error from Solaris. Not the way they played the round, their lack of investment, despite having the credits, could come back to bite them here.
Oh, and that was a great pinch on behalf of OS. They're definitely reading and playing off of each other, and it ended up working out in their favor. Wow, this is a very tight race for this game. They are both teams fighting for the win, which is something we love to see in the contender tier.
It's now or
Are
never.
seeing a little bit more love towards A site here. 4 going A, 1 going towards B.
Travesty has those Seekers, and it could be what the ticket to get them to 12 here if they can be popped at the right time, but playing very dangerously, pushing out behind that harbor wall. Doesn't know if a player could be trained on their position.
Dash running out by Soul Ottersleep as they play a little slow and waiting to see if anybody gets a little impatient on A site. Maybe that's the noise that Lost in the Woods hears.
Solaris about to burst on the A any second now. Here comes the null command. There can be no utility in response to this. The big shut off button. Woods is shut down. Koala isolated, dropped, and it's looking like a 5v3 retake with nothing but a Marshall, a Phantom, and a Vandal against the 5 guns and the Seekers of Solaris. But Travesty getting a little bit too greedy, gonna push in the tree again, abusing that angle advantage. Creed doesn't check his back. Otter with the trigger discipline. Oh no, Otter's gonna whiff it all! This is absolutely devastating. I cannot believe this has happened. What a blunder. Creed's gonna drop. Griefer remains unchecked. Here comes the trigger discipline. Breach halt for good measure. Big recovery. Legenics trapped behind his smoke. 1v1, 1v2. And it's gonna be 12. Almost a way back into that round.
Match
Tragic
point.
for Otter
Day's almost
to
ours.
whiff that trigger discipline, but luckily we have the Brim ult to secure the
You
round.
can see her in all chat just devastated. Wow, what can we say though? It secured the round for her team still. They did not check Griefer in hell. Griefer getting 2 picks with the Brim being far enough back to be able to secure the round there.
Yeah, in any other universe that would have been around for OS, but luckily the pressure that Otter provided made them a bit rushed. They had to get to that bomb site. They had no time to check Griefer. They had to get on the spike, and Griefer finds 2. Doinker back on this lockdown. Travesty on Seekers. And only 4 rifles in the hands of OS, but that's not going to stop Legenics from picking up that first kill on the Travesty, taking out those blinds, taking out those Seekers. Alt pop, damage done, but no kill found. Otter shuts down Woods, 4v4 post plant. Koala still remains unchecked in hell. Gonna find 2 from this positioning. This cannot happen. Otter looking for redemption, but Koala's on their 3rd. Oddish with the Brim lineup, hoping to stop this defuse. But it's too little too late. 12-11.
Wow, a great lineup, but came in just a little too late there. Koala going unchecked in hell, getting a 3-piece tendy meal. Really, really great on sides of OS, keeping them in the game, making it 12-11. Will they be able to get that second round to go into OT, or is Solaris going to stop them and deny them the 2-0 tonight? This is where it gets exciting.
It's going to be exciting here. We have some major hitting ults on the side of Solaris, but a massive gun advantage on the side of OS here, looking to bring this to overtime.
Out of charges. Get out of my way.
Legenics watching this harbor wall, waiting, trying to see if there's an updraft. Checking that off angle. Does Otter know to check right? Otter does. Otter picks up 1 and gets out 30 HP. Asking for that heal, gonna get topped up as they start taking market control here. The beast split looks like the name of the game. Here comes the lockdown. Seekers invested. They want to give everything to try to get onto this bomb site. If Koala goes down here, there is no Seekers for the retake. Travesty finds Nightcreed 5v3, and that gun advantage isn't amounting to much here.
Time to hunt.
Here comes the dog. Outing Koala. Koala stunned. Can't see a thing. Here comes the flash. Otter's gonna find one on nothing but a classic 5v2, and Solaris are trying to make this a 1-1 series. Seekers invested, but it's such a tall order, so much to ask from 2 players. Koala picks up that first one. Here comes the Reyna Lear. Reyna is gonna pick up 1, and it's down to nothing but Reyna. Oddish to seal the deal. 24-17, 1-1. Solaris and OS will draw for the night.
Wow, and what a game to see that we just got to watch and witness. 1-1 series, and OS did not go down without a fight. Very exciting to see in the contender tier. Very exciting plays from both teams. Seeing Solaris Oddish taking the player of the game for pretty much both matches with Legend X, Otter Sleep, as well as Nightcreed getting some really fantastic plays in there. Hey, Flick, what was one of your favorite moments from tonight's match that you got to witness?
I mean, it had to be in the late game where we, like, unfortunately see Otter whip an entire mag, but luckily, somehow the distraction provides Griefer the opening he needs to get those last 2 kills and get them over the line to set them up for this 13-11. And I think the most interesting part of tonight's game was the sheer amount of thrifties and minimal investments we see where the teams simply do not care who has the better weapons.
Exactly. And it was interesting. Like, we saw so many great clutch moments from people thinking about OS Killa 2 rounds in a row with just herself in a dream, getting those secured rounds there, with Otter getting some really great momentum going with her ult as Jet. Very exciting to see, and I'm very happy to have gotten a chance to cast with this. Thank you, Hayflick, tonight for casting and for joining me on this adventure. And a huge shout out to our observer, Firehawk, for giving us some of the great plays, the drone footage that you got to see throughout the day. And thank you to myself once again for producing and making this stream a reality. And good luck to all of the players as we go. We are getting close to the end of this season for many players with 2 weeks left. It'll be interesting. These next couple of streamed games could be the difference between a team going to playoffs or a team getting eliminated. So please continue to join us as we get into those games. But for now, Queen Bee is signing off. Hey, Flick, you want to say anything before we sign out tonight?
Have a very nice night, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Follow VDC on all of their socials, and make sure you follow Hayflick on all of his socials.
We might as well shout out each other as well. But everyone have
and Creepy.
But have a great night, everyone. If you're happy, I'm happy, and we'll see you all in the next one. Bye, everybody.
Really wanna be is a connected high. You and I, pinnacle, climactic vibe. Show me yours, I'll show you mine. You don't have to pretend we're shy. Let's forget the 9 to 5. I just wanna feel alive. Take it slow, let it go. Roll down all the windows. Show me yours, I'll show you mine. You don't have to pretend you're shy. Let's take a trip to uptown. Don't you wish we could be out of sight, out of mind? Take my hand, don't go slow. I'm chasing the afterglow. Dance with me while the beat finally got some clarity. Don't you know all I'll ever really wanna be is a connected high. You and I, pinnacle, magnified. Show me yours, I'll show you mine. You don't have to pretend we're shy. Let's forget the world outside. Turn it up to overdrive. Take it slow, let it go. Roll down all the way.